either one of you can both carry on.
All right, Coach, can we have you make a general comment about the game, and then we'll go to questions?
Awesome game. What else comment do you want? I thought our team played excellent. I thought Coldwater came out of the rip and just took advantage of a couple things early, and then we kind of closed things down and got our offense going. Thought it was a fantastic game.
Derek, talk about the running game there. You and Vallejo had quite a few runs there, 4 or 5 yard runs here and there, ate up clock, picked up first downs. How big was it to get the offense going?
It was huge, but we couldn't have done it without these two, Carson over here and Colin and Brock, our offensive line. They do an awesome job of coming together as one, and it allows us backs to look good and open up some nice holes and make some moves out in the open field. And I'm just so proud of how everyone played tonight and the way we've battled throughout this whole season.
Coach, you guys have been dominating, leading a lot in the playoffs, but kind of remind me of the Liberty Center game. They go right down, score 7-0. You guys come right back, score. This one you get a couple turnovers, score on those, and then you find yourself in this position where you're just running out the clock, I think 34 minutes. So, played out pretty well, after that first drive for you guys, but once again, you guys just didn't flinch.
We had the ball for 34 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes it tough on their offense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at these stats, I'm just kind of glancing over them. They look dirty. Nobody's over 100 yards rushing. We only threw the ball like 4 times. But you know what? The biggest stat was owning the time of possession, keeping their offense off the field, defense making stops when they had to, and the offense just grinding that clock down to nothing, and scoring enough points to beat them.
Coach, it seemed like you were pretty aggressive, at times, went for 5 fourth downs, and only, converted on 2 of them, and then, you did the onside kick. You were leading at that point where it seemed like you were being pretty aggressive and taking some chances there, and even when they didn't work out, they kind of did because you got turnovers on the next couple plays.
Well, with this group, we talked about it at the beginning of the year. We're just gonna play us, and if it happens, great. If it doesn't, we don't. Oh my gosh, we went onside kick. Now we got a bad position. No, we just. All right, defense, you just got a shorter field. Just go ahead and suck it up and get it done. The attitude was, these seniors and these captains for sure have my back, and whatever I decide, they're going to go with it. They're not going to second guess it. They're not going to cry about it. They're just going to make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, then they're just going to suck it up and make it better for me. They make me look good.
Can you guys talk about when he makes choices like that? Does that give you guys confidence? Because, especially the way the defense stepped up when, they're taking over, they get the ball at midfield or 40 and you guys making plays. Just talk about the confidence or how you feel when he shows that much confidence in you guys.
Look at you, kid.
Well, is it on? It puts a lot of confidence in us because personally I like being aggressive. So when he does that, even if we don't get it, I still think it sends a message to the other team. Tonight on the onside kick, we were inches from getting it, and the next drive that's the interception, right? So it ended up kind of working out, but I love the aggressiveness. So.
I was going to ask, going for 2.
Well, part of it is also, they also ask for some of that too. Like they come up to me, we're going for it. It's not the smart decision. I don't care. Yeah, and it's pretty much that. That was yours on that 4th down. It was, we're going for it.
Yeah, I saw our special teams coordinator come over, and I said no. I said we're going for this. It was 4th and 1. I was like, we're going for it. We just got to live with consequences. If we get it, great. If not, all right, toughen up. Let's go defense.
You said, off that first score, you go for 2. Was that kind of just a feel thing, or was that a plan all along? You're going to go for 2?
Well, if we got the 2-point conversion, then it was 8-7, and then my goal from there was never to give them the ball back, and we could win 8-7. So, that was the overall thinking process. Is you can't win the game unless you're in the lead. So we went for 2 to get the lead, and then the way we punched it in, gave me confidence that we could get the 2-point conversion, I'll be honest with you. And, I just know this team plays way better when we got the lead, because then we know we're going to drain the clock, and then, I don't think we ever gave up the lead after that, right? So, it was one of those things that I just felt like it was the best decision for the team.
No, a 2-point conversion is probably a pretty high probability for a team like yours, right? You feel like you're going to get a few yards.
I would have said at the beginning of the year, yeah, but lately we were getting stuffed, a couple of times. I need to know whether or not we would. I almost said that, and that wouldn't have been right. If we were going to man up and get 2-point conversions tonight, so it was a tone setter, and it gave me a lot of confidence in what we were doing.
The turnovers that you forced, obviously huge in the first half, the interception and the fumble.
Yeah, I turned those. I did a nice job forcing those turnovers. The guys did a great job of executing and taking advantage of opportunities. We talked about this all year, of taking advantage of opportunities. Whenever an opportunity comes up, we need to make sure we take advantage of it. Bell got that pick. He was, he knew what was going on. He jumped it, stood right there, caught the ball. What happened was Landon underneath got up underneath a little bit and made the kid throw the ball a little bit higher than he wanted to, and Bell just made a heck of a play. I think we got a fumble, right? Is that the other one was? I thought the defense did a fantastic job. If you win the turnover battle, most of the time you can give yourself a good chance to win the game.
For the linemen, is it easy to be consistent and keep your mind to the grind when you're not getting the payoffs of the explosives and it's just constantly 3 yards, 4 yards? Is that something you just train yourself to do, or?
Personally, I think I can speak for the rest of the line too. Getting those 3 yards just builds that confidence. We don't care if it's 3 yards every time. We're going to get a first down. 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. So, it builds our confidence, and we come back and we'll have an 8-yard play and maybe a 2-yard play, but we'll just keep going 3 yards every time. We don't care. So.
Also, the linemen, you guys don't necessarily get as much credit as, the running back, the quarterback, but I think anybody on your roster and anybody who knows the team knows that you guys were the backbone of this team. What does that mean to you?
We got 3 captains here, so I think we get a little bit of recognition from our teammates that, we're kind of the guys here, but yeah, it's nice being on the line. We were taught from a young age, 4th grade, that you're not going to get the recognition you deserve. You're going to work hard, but you're not going to get told that you did a good job. We're just used to that by now. And we know that our guys in the backfield are going to do the job for us. We just got to trust, and that's all the lineman is. We got to trust in each other, trust in our line, and trust in our running backs, and we get the job done.
What's it like for you guys on the line to take over with the ball with like 8 minutes to go or whatever it was, and just get first down after first down, to run that clock under like 2 minutes or whatever it was, to really put the game away?
I think it's awesome because as a lineman, I take pride in just those little 3-yard plays. It really just wears down the defense, and when you have the momentum, you don't feel it. You don't feel you don't get tired. From a 17-play drive that takes 6 minutes off the clock. But yeah, it's an awesome feeling knowing you can just dominate and control the game like that.
Hey Coach, when you prepared for this game and watched film and everything, did you feel like you saw something that you thought you could exploit with them? Your size obviously the one thing.
One, their offense was very dynamic in the passing game. That was the one thing that we talked as a staff that we had to shore up, is we didn't get forced in the passing game very often. Especially during the playoffs. We played run team after run team after run team after run team. So that was the one thing that we had to shore up was our pass defense, making sure we got pressure and did the things that we needed there. As in on offense, being honest with you, maybe it's the swag of these guys right here, and with Valley Joe or Vallejo, whatever, I call him whatever, Winnebago, whatever, the swag that those guys had about running the ball, yeah, I felt pretty confident that we could run the ball. There wasn't anything specifically that jumped off the film, You know, the two losses that Coldwater had were against more traditional power run teams, you know, with Marion Local and St. Henry. But, you know, you got to look at it as a coach, like, are we going to be able to do what they did? Well, we don't have some of those plays. We don't have some of those plays, but, you know, we just kind of, I felt like we could run the ball, you know, and I think hitting a couple passes early and being willing to throw a couple just loosened them up just enough to get 3-4 yards at a crack.
You know, the touchdown they got on the last play of the half, you know, it could have been a momentum changer, but obviously, you know, you guys didn't let that bother you.
Well, the way we looked at it going into halftime was don't relax, and the fact that, hey, if we win the second half, we will still win the game. So they got that 7 points right there before half, and that was huge for them, don't get me wrong. But we felt like going into halftime that if we just win the second half and do something with the ball on that first drive, and I thought with that first drive we did a nice job driving it down the field. Now, I don't think we came away with any points on that one, but it was a really long drive that it took some of the momentum out of them and just beat on them a little bit.
Bryce, the pass defense, as you mentioned, you know, you guys really held them probably to one of their, I think it must have been their lowest point total of the year. Just what did you see out there from you and the rest of the secondary?
Well, at the time, they would slip away and they would get, like on the first touchdown they had, that was on me. I was looking in the backfield, but after that, my fellow DBs helped me and got me back to where I am. And then just communication really is what we focus on in the secondary, but we just had to guard up, stay on our man, and watch for everyone to go around.
Was there a play in this game in the second half where you guys were kind of like, okay, we got this now? I mean, was there a moment where you felt like you had them in the second half?
I think we had them from the beginning, to be honest. I mean, that's a little cocky.
No, because we knew Coldwater, you know, with their history and the team they are, you know, we knew they could strike back at any moment. You know, that was we had to play all 4 quarters if we wanted to win the game. But yeah, it was nice going into halftime with a 2-possession lead. But I mean, you have to have confidence if you want to beat the top guy. You have to have confidence that you're going to do it. And yeah, I'm just so proud of all these guys right here and the whole team, and I couldn't be more excited.
What does it feel like now that you guys are sitting here as state champions?
It hasn't sunk in for me yet.
A dream come true. Those little 6th graders that won a little Super Bowl championship, and what year was that? 2015. And come here and do this with this team. I feel blessed, and
I mean, for me, it really hasn't sunk in yet. I'm sure it will. You know, I'm showering tonight and stuff, but well, I don't know. Because I'm in the shower.
Just to clarify, I'm not showering with them.
Yeah.
What about for you, Coach?
What?
What's it feel like now that you are the state champion?
Like I said, it hasn't sank in yet. There's a lot of things yet we got to button up and finish up. We got our senior walkthrough yet tonight, and that's always a good experience. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am, because I know how it put closure on everything, and I think that's when it'll sink in. But you know, I couldn't be more proud of this senior class. They worked their tails off from January on. It wasn't like just show up in August and start working. No, it was the time was put in. Some of the guys that are not here definitely, you know, pushed all the guys that are here to get even better. And these all 5 were voted on captains by everybody on the team, not by coaches.
This is the first state championship for Carey since 1975. I know it hasn't sunk in yet, but how big was the community support? Because I was on the sideline, it looked like you bought nearly the entire town.
I wouldn't say the whole entire town was there. I mean, somebody shut off the lights on the way out. Hopefully they turn them back on when we get home. It's going to be fun.
off of that, how did it feel like, I saw Mohawk, I saw Upper Sandusky, I saw all the teams in the N10, which you usually hate, you like to beat on them, but they were all, in support today, just representing this conference and, on this huge stage and come out on top.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of the N10 going into this, even the support from everybody in the N10. I mean, I know Upper had something, Mohawk had something, Winford, we actually used their headphones tonight because we had to use the Procom instead of Portaphone or whatever, so that way they would work without breaking up. And the support that we got throughout, I mean, I know every coach in the N10 sent me something, and I couldn't be more proud for our N10. And, last year with that whole COVID 2020 way we ranked everybody to get it seated, I felt like the N10 got slighted a little bit, and so I think hopefully this will put us back where we need to be as a league. To be honest with you.
What about for you players, the support that you got? I imagine all week, you had guys, community members, and even guys from other schools and things, probably wishing you well and things like that, right?
Past years, all the last football players that were in our community all text us, wished us good luck. In the school, there's little drawings from the little kids. They look up to us, and we just can't be more proud to make them happy about this. Pep rally, there was kids from OLC. We had them come down. The gym was packed. Everyone was excited. It was just amazing to be around that. I know the whole football team is excited, and what's the word? I don't know the word. But we're thankful for the community and all the stuff that they've done for us.
Another thing, just all the local companies helping pay for stuff. The bus, the food. It was just awesome to have all that support, knowing the town has your back.
Are you guys leaving Carey football better than you found it?
No offense, Coach. That's an easy answer. I'll answer it for him, yes. This group really did show every group coming up how to lead and how to do things right. And not necessarily always with words or anything like that. It really, like I keep saying, I think, and my philosophy has always been, champions are built, in the off season. In January, and I told this story to somebody earlier this week. The first year when these guys were freshmen, I pulled into the parking lot because our field house isn't right at the school, and we have to go around the block to get there. So when I pulled in, there were like 3 cars in the parking lot, and I'm like, oh man, how am I going to get this group to buy in and lift hard and really work on their bodies? And I sit there, I was like, all right, well, there's 3 cars, well, at least there's 3 people wanting to work. I walk in, there's 40. All these little ruggerats right here weren't old enough to drive. So their freshman year, there were plenty of parking spots. I could park anywhere I wanted. And then this year in January, I had to park way up by the pool and walk my butt all the way over there. So I told Mr. Cole, I'm leaving school early because I want him to get a better parking spot. So that's just the way these guys were from the year they were freshmen all the way through. They worked their tails off, and if they weren't in basketball or if they weren't in wrestling, they weren't lifting. And no questions asked. I didn't have to beg and borrow and get them, to get there. They just wanted to be there. Like one of them, I had to tell, hey, you're lifting actually too much. Your body's starting to break down. You might need to take a couple rest days. If I have to do that, then you got something special.
You guys have played all year long, and you could tell that you guys were playing for each other. What was that feeling like that last 2 minutes when you knew you were going to take a knee and you were going to net the 3?
It's undescribable, but just all the hard work we put in together as a class, and all the underclasses that helped us out to get where we are today. And I'm just so proud of all these guys sitting here and over there in that locker room. All the hard work we've put in, and I'm glad we went out with a bang.
In terms of the experience, getting to play at in Canton at the Hall of Fame, just how cool was that for anybody who wants to answer that?
It's undescribable, but for these younger kids, for the younger classmen, hopefully it gives them that hunger and that drive to, hey, I want to go back there next year or the following years. But I don't know. You can't describe anything. You can't describe any of this right now. I mean, winning the state championships in '75. I mean, and have a town just supporting you, have your back. I'm just so proud of our team, the town, the coaching staff. There's no words to say.
Okay, we all set here? These guys, there's still tickets left. These guys will be at the local comedy club tonight.
Hey, if you ain't having fun, then what are you doing?